Drakkenheim has fallen. The once shining capital of Westemar was devastated by unholy fire from the stars. 15 years later, adventurers, soldiers, priests, and cutthroats swarmed the city seeking riches, renown, and revelation within the ruins. But nightmares and death prey upon those very souls from within, the shadows over Westemar. Welcome to the Shadows over Westemar. This is an unofficial live play based on the world of Drakkenheim by the Dungeon Dudes using the D&D 5e system. I'm Ziggy, your showrunner, and I'm pleased to be here with Alhana.
Hi, it's all. I'm Alhana, and I am playing our lovable Chaos Goblin Barbarian.
My son.
Hello, everybody, you sexy Dixies, one and all. My name is Moose. I'm still playing the Twilight Domain Cleric, Way of Dying Light monk named Hunter's Moon, and I just got my new drip.
Ozma.
Hi, I'm Ozma. I am playing Anna Kostroma, the reckless Laneshi Blood Hunter.
And Timmy. Timmy?
I'm Tim. I'm being slow. I am Timmy. My name is Bastille Oversize. I'm a Laneshi Arcane monk and a Cosmic Patron Warlock, and I also got the new drip.
Although with the slight caveat that yours does not have the reactive effect that Hunter's Moon does. Mostly because, well, that shit's gonna be real fucking overpowered if you have multiple people with that. You'll get your own special loot, though.
Well, my shit looks cool, so.
That's the important thing. You gotta look good.
Right.
My shit's clean.
And last session, we had a...
Abandoned.
Last session, we decided to take a little trip into the woods. The party had made their way through, found the Raven Eye Druids, and Sprock had a little bit of a family reunion.
Okay.
In doing so, Sprock was able to set up the beginning of the reformation of the Moon Eaters with the agreeing order that the Moon Eaters, when found, should be sent to Emberwood to reconnect. During this little reunion, Hunter's Moon and Bastille had found a crate waiting for them at a shrine to Arwen. I'm sorry, there's something stuck under my foot and it's bugging the piss out of me.
Also found some clues as to where Allison ended up, and also possible whereabouts to Randall's daughter.
Yep. And then I'm a Fist of Arwen, along with Hunter's Moon.
And near the end of all that, I forgot to change the page, but that's fine. We had audio that time, so it wasn't wasted. But near the end of that session, a loud howl was heard before the party was left on a month-long cliffhanger.
It's been fucking killing me, man.
Yeah. The hellhound.
The hellhounds do be a charging in.
Oh, no, that was session 3.
Yeah, we know.
You know, when he found those quote-unquote moles?
Yeah,
Yep,
fucking,
no.
yeah. I love getting my ass handed to me by a couple of charcoal gerbils.
I almost also died with, yep. I remember. Or getting beat up by animated armor. That's always good.
I mean, there's always the stairs, too.
Yeah. True.
We don't have to try when fighting inanimate objects. We usually just lose.
True.
No, it's fine. You got me on your side now. We'll make everything better.
Ah, yes, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. Lick a frozen
cousin.
telephone pole.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
no, I had a string when I got the sludge.
I'll give you the string. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Also, the party
You
had
used your noggin.
realized that with a little bit of help of their druid friend, they may be able to make holy water at a fairly regular basis.
Oh yeah.
Now that I have had a little bit of insight as to how it's done.
I commissioned a dream catcher.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and the dream catcher.
Yeah, I've got all the stuff needed for. Well, it's gonna be made. I'm not gonna be able to have it till the next day, right? So,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's being made.
Remember what we talked about.
Yeah.
That's why I
you-
said commissioned a dream catcher.
yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, I'm assuming the party's going to be going straight towards the Howling.
Okay, well I wanted.
I assume so.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
if Daisy lets
Sorry.
anyone.
What?
That's if Daisy lets anyone. All right. So, I'm going to need survival checks in order to track down the Howling.
Alrighty.
Let's go fumbles. Hey, those
Shut
aren't fumbles. Come on.
I'm sorry. I've got like 6 points.
Oh,
I've
come
got,
on.
Like,
Not fucking
I've got
one of you.
+6 to survival.
Holy, look at all of them.
Yeah,
you
fuck it.
can't
I'm gonna be.
fucking-
No,
yet-
we're really good at survival. We might be stupid as shit, but we're good at survival.
Yet you can't
Okay,
make a
I'm gonna
single
be-
fucking nature check to save your life.
Nope. Nope.
No, that
get
requires
five.
smarts.
Ugh, fucking DC 15 my ass. Fuck you.
Wise.
Alright, I'm gonna have to
And
fucking.
that was without my raging bonus.
Yeah, I.
Dang.
Hang on. I honestly put this into fucking. Seriously, do not disturb. I don't want notifications while I'm doing this. Fuck off, Discord. Okay. Alright, so you're all able to track down the Howling. It takes you a few minutes, but you are able to get there. Listen, just because you have good survival doesn't mean I'm making you violate the laws of space and time.
Why not? I violate every other law.
Chopper says because you need to not be so stinky.
I took a shower yesterday, you little rat.
Yes, but that's a different kind of stinky.
Fuck does he know?
He is the master of all things stinky, second only to his sister.
I don't know. Daisy's the smelly one right now.
I mean, she did get sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah, I think she's the chief captain in smelliness right now.
No. Lyric is the one that basks in smelly stuff. If
That's
you,
true. I saw her. Yeah.
Yeah, if I leave my socks on the ground after work, she will roll on them.
Yeah, it's true. She rolls all around the stinky shit.
All right. The howls grow in rage and frequency as you approach the cliff's edge. At the base of it lies the remains of a great winged beast, cloaked in the shadows of the cliff's face. Snarling and snapping is heard below. Snarling and snapping is heard before you see the shadow beast courting a small group of adventurers with two men between them. I'm going to throw my fucking phone. Stop refreshing the fucking note. It is a note, not a fucking webpage. I'm blaming you, Chopper, because you licked my toe. I can't be mad
That's
at you. You're too cute, Chopper. The snarling and snapping is heard before you see the Shadow Beast cornering a small group of travelers with two men between them. A Tarka and a robed figure holding a bow. A Tarka's spear flashes in a smothering crimson light, forcing the Shadow Beast back into the skeleton of the fallen creature. And a blinding lie of fire shadows the darkness between the two hunters and travelers as they drive the Shadow Beast further back before the rib cage is drowned in a brilliant golden light. Chopper, can you please stop licking my ass cheek? I love you, but that is very fucking distracting. Ugh. He is now licking my thigh. What the fuck am I gonna do with this child? Ugh. Don't want to delete that one. But I can do these for now. Alright. And I'm just assuming all of you have fucking dark vision because that shit's handed out like free condoms on a university.
Twilight Domain Cleric automatically has dark vision up to 300 feet.
Lineage.
Yeah.
So same with my cousin.
Yep.
I can also share my dark vision with anyone if need be.
And I know goblins also have dark vision? Question mark?
Yeah, so I'm just saying I can extend your range to 300.
Yeah, like you could, yeah, because ours would be
Default
60,
is
yeah.
60.
Yep.
Yeah.
dark vision.
Yeah.
Stop changing my shit, you little fucker!
That's a
Obey, Chopper. Obey your Lord Chopper.
Obey what?
You can't say no to that new face.
The words that have been spoken.
He hasn't told me anything.
When you're wrong.
Don't put the fucking voices in my head, okay? Chopper will start saying things in unintelligible languages, and I don't want to have that smoke.
It's just in my voice.
It's in your voice.
It's not unintelligible, it's just French.
Same diff. I can barely speak English, so yeah, same diff.
I'm gonna spit my water, but I did not try to because I didn't want to spit it on my laptop. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really kind of just want to start this off by just seeing if I can hear a Tarka or the person next to him saying anything to the travelers.
I would like to hear that too.
Alright,
What's the Tarka?
perception
He's-
checks.
You know the guy with the bow?
Fuck. God damn it. Why did it have to be that?
No,
Seriously?
Atarka was the dragonborn that humbled the fuck out of Hunter's Moon.
Yeah, and where he is just the right to that bowman, right
Yeah,
in
the one with the purple
Yeah,
dot.
right down there.
I put a purple dot on Atarka.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They're
Please,
much
herd
further away than I
boy.
thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Sprock, you're able to make a bit out of it. What languages do you know?
I know. Celestial, Common, Goblin, and Infernal.
Right? You're able to make out a little bit of what's in common that's being said towards the travelers, but you're a good distance away. It's a little hard to make it out. You're hearing. It sounds as if Atarka is warning people to stay away from the skeleton in the future. And something about staying near the clearing that's west of Drakkenheim, or east. West is the Druid Grove. East is yeah.
Clearing east.
No one else wanted to give a perception check?
I will do one.
I mean, I suppose I can.
Yeah, I'm.
Cousin, one
If
with
you don't
me,
want
cousin.
to, I'm not going to push you. I just want to make sure everyone had a fair chance.
I'll give y'all a shot too, since I can. Y'all get guidance.
Thank you.
Well, only one gets guidance.
I'll give it to Anna.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
you had the
I'm gonna
less.
set this still.
You had the lesser roll.
Well,
I mean, okay, I'll give it to Bastille.
Yeah, give it to Bastille.
it would make. Yeah, because I have the higher roll. Maybe I'll get the higher. Yeah.
Our roll was too shit. So.
Son of a.
Oh my god.
You two are kind of struggling to hear anything past the crackling of the fire.
I ain't found shit.
Also,
Heard anything?
I wish I could have actually gotten a different dragon skeleton because I'm such a fucking nerd that having the
Can
proper
anyone
skeleton would
hear
matter to me.
anything? Back there?
Did you roll?
On a roll, I thought. Yeah.
Well, I could put guidance. I can do guidance too.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be helpful.
It doesn't stack.
I
Yeah.
assume it's gonna be like I
Well, I
assume it's
know, but-
probably a 15. 15 is
Well,
a
I-
common one.
What I meant
And
was like.
4 is not gonna
different
get
odds.
me to 15.
Let's
So
give
you
it
wanna,
odds.
you wanna?
You're also
okay.
talking about two people who are 130 feet away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is a pretty sizable gap here.
Yeah.
Spock-
I
Never
just
mind.
wanted to see if I could hear anything in passing before we make our way down there. Because honestly, I don't think we would. I think we just want to head down there, avoiding the dragon's grave, mind you.
I'll use the guidance for a different thing.
Spock just had the ears for it.
Yeah. He trained his ears because
Hunters-
he likes hearing the screams of those he injures.
Hunter's Moon kind of pats Sprock on the back and just says, "This is why you're my guy in the chair, buddy."
Yes, the barbarian is the shot caller. Brilliant.
Yeah,
It fits with our party.
it absolutely.
Yep.
You gotta remember. I feel like Gerhard is like the only one who like is in this group who isn't a like complete fucking sociopath.
No, my character's not a sociopath. Hear me out. My character is just reckless.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say Sprock's a sociopath. Sprock just likes what he likes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not so much that he-
Sprock 100% is.
It's not so much that Sprock enjoys the suffering of others or
Ouch.
causing the suffering. He just enjoys the fruits of his labor.
You might as well enjoy your work.
But I was also thinking about the fact that I don't think anyone in this group has an int above. Most of it's 8. So,
Yeah, my int is dog shit.
my int is 8. Moose's int is 8. Timmy, you've got like what, a 10?
Let me see. I have 13.
Okay, so
Yeah, and Erikos and Gerhardt aren't here because they have 20 or they have 18 and 20 respectively.
yeah.
And Spock is a 10 as well.
Somehow
Yeah.
Sprock is the smartest one here.
I'm 13.
Like I said, you joke, but the barbarian being the shot caller, not crazy.
Oh,
I have it into 13.
Oh boy.
so Spock's gonna
Right.
dash and he's going to jump from rock to rock down the cliff.
Athletics checks for those who are climbing down.
Okay.
Hunter. Okay, Hunter's Moon is going. Yeah,
40.
I'm gonna make. I'm just gonna jump straight down and use my slow fall.
I was just about to say that too. I'm going to use my slow fall.
Yeah, Spock's using his boots of springing and striding, so
There you go.
Me put on my slow
Okay.
fall. Or-
And while I'm doing that, I will just bounce from rock to rock on the way down, just trying to like do superhero flips and shit. So
Alright. Well,
should I give an acrobatics or
With
no?
slow
Okay.
fall, you don't need to.
Yeah, okay. I figured, but worth asking.
I did the same thing. Because I'm a monk. It's actually that's cool. Both of the fists did that. That's
I'm
just-
so happy that I got to do my superhero lid.
And yes, I know
People say
technically that's not how slow fall works, but fuck it. We're
I
here to have
know.
fun.
Yeah, we just want to have fun.
We both did our superhero landing.
I don't feel like being ultra nerdy and mathing everything out, just so that way we can go talk to Atarka.
We did our superhero landing in our fist armor. Let's go. That was awesome. Just think about us landing at the same. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be approaching right behind Sprock, just keeping stride with him.
As you approach, a small beam of light flies past you, and you hear Tarka's voice saying, "Stand back."
Hunter's
Wolf brother, it's us.
Hunter's Moon just kind of gets startled as that light passes him. Atarka says that, and he just
Why-
kind of has his fist clenched as he's
Why-
studying what Atarka's doing.
Why is it important to stand back?
Get away from the skeleton.
Hunter's Moon immediately,
That seems like a
Hunter's Moon immediately backs up.
yeah,
But
back
still
away
also,
from skeleton.
He backs up out of range and loops around towards where the group and the travelers are.
same.
Alright. Tarka looks at you and says, "Well, it seems like you're in one piece."
For better or for worse.
What's going on with the skeleton?
You told me about those shadow creatures that were killing people in Emberwood, and my trail led me here.
Oh,
You think this is where they're coming from?
Well, it's definitely where they were holed up when I came. We found these little travelers going down the road, and one of them got dragged into the skeleton. These ones tried to chase after him, and myself and the Chosen here decided that we were going to try to save them to our own failure.
The chosen.
This is a member of one of your chosen, Atarka.
This is the Chosen.
What do you mean?
Hunter's Moon just kind of looks over at him and just begins looking him up and down.
And but still ask, what do you mean?
I'd like to meet you, chosen.
I bow respectfully.
The man stands before you and lowers his hands, seeing Atarka's ease. Hello to you too. It's good to see that there are more travelers in the night who know how to avoid being hurt. He
Hunter's Moon kind of just looks over at him and just says, "We manage with what we have. Me and my brother here can handle most of these creatures when we're on a good night.
Most of these.
Tell me about this dragon.
Yes. Why did we have to stand back?
The dragon seems to be either a safe haven for those creatures or creating them. Unfortunately, he gestures towards his blindfolded eyes. I cannot tell what this dragon once was, and Atarka doesn't seem to enjoy others assuming that he knows everything about dragons either.
I would assume he knew because he boasted about being a great hunter. Unless, of course, you were wrong about that, Atarka.
He snarls for a moment and says, I know how to kill dragons. I don't care about the remains. I take what I need and then I leave the rest.
So what you're telling me is you do the bare minimum.
I do
Or
what
even
I
try to
need.
find their weaknesses.
So, can I try and make a perception check to see if I see any shadow creatures anywhere?
Sure.
Yeah.
You could do investigation, perception, arcana, or nature.
Oh,
I know nature's
all
gonna
bad.
go. I know nature's gonna go oh so
Brother.
well with this group.
Brother.
I'll do perception. I'll do a perception.
no, perception was my highest.
Oh, God damn it.
Damn.
Yeah, no, y'all don't fucking notice shit.
I don't see any. Are they in, like, did they go through a portal in the dragon or something?
The Chosen shakes his head and says, those creatures are able to become shadow itself. So long as there is light casting, they can hide anywhere. And if something gets too close to the shadows that they're hiding in, well, it only takes but a blink of an eye to drag them in. He gestures.
Well,
Go ahead.
we have learned that they should be weak to light and holy water.
Do you remember what caused them to appear?
Unfortunately, no. One of these travelers were grabbed, and we simply chased them here.
Hunter's Moon then turns to the group of travelers and points to one of them and says, and which one of you was grabbed?
The Chosen grabs your shoulder and just shakes his head.
What's the problem?
They didn't get free.
Hunter's Moon takes that information, looks down, clenches his fist, and says, then tell me what you do know.
Well, we haven't had much time to investigate this, and they do seem to be at least intelligent enough to know when they're outmatched. So they shouldn't charge us blindly so long as we're in a large enough group, and they know at least a few of us are a threat. Now, I am struggling to figure out the significance of this location other than the fact that there's a dragon's remains here. I figured at the very least, we make a camp a bit away from here and I spend the night praying for some insight.
As Hunter's Moon is listening to the Chosen, he's looking around the dragon's grave and listening to it. He's trying to recall any history that maybe a dragon could interact with the creatures like this, or maybe necromancy involved, or something like that.
Arcana, nature, or investigation. History wouldn't help you too much.
Dude, I'm going to fucking
Hang
slap.
on,
That's intimidation. That's
Yeah.
intimidation. My bad. I'm still going to slap him.
Yo, can I give
What
him
the
guidance?
fuck are the odds?
Come on.
Guidance won't help enough.
Fair.
Can I try to think about can I try to think about something similar with regards to dragons?
Hold on, because I'm so nah. This roll has pissed me off. I'm so pissed. Hold on. I'm doing two things. Guidance. Boom. Knowledge from a past life. Bada boom. 24.
I'm good at
Go fuck
investing.
yourself.
I rolled a pretty good one.
Okay. It is what it is.
Look, we'll give Morrow a roll here too.
It is what it is.
He's
So
not fucking
what did
helpful.
what did that tally up to?
Look, Bastille knows
11.
stuff.
I'm going to cry.
All right. Well, Bastille
I
did
got-
get a 17.
I did.
My boy.
So
The smartest one among us.
Thank you.
So Bastille.
Yes.
Looking closer at them, you do see faint flickers of moving shadows and eyes peering from the ribcage of this corpse. And while you yourself aren't really versed in... Chopper, do you have something to say about this?
Person Chopper, not yet. No, not yet.
Alright, you, well, you yourself are not quite versed in, the nature and magical aspects of dragons. You do know that they are incredibly magic creatures in and of themselves, and it might not just be the location, but the presence of the dragon skeleton itself that might be drawing these creatures.
And okay, and I could see the eye, like the eyes coming from the ribcage of these creatures.
Every now and then you can see the eyes peering out or the shadows themselves moving, yeah.
I look to the group. I look to Hunter's Moon, and I go. I touch his shoulder. I say, I don't know these dragons or these creatures very well. No, dragons are very, even its body has a very high magical presence. They might be attracted to it. I could see if you can look closely. I say if you look closely to the rib cage, and I point over there to where I saw the eyes.
Hunter's Moon nods his head and says in a moderately kind of hushed tone, because fuck Atarka, to Sprock, mostly just because I feel like he would be the best knowledgeable on how to deal with this. He looks towards him and says, "The creatures seem to be drawn to the corpse itself, making a home inside it. I don't want to take a crack at it without risking the corpse attacking us."
Do you know anything, brother?
I don't know if they can animate the corpse, but if they're hiding in the rib cage, I say we surround the rib cage and attack. And with the Beast Father's blessing, we should be able to take them out.
It's at this point that Hunter's Moon looks at everyone in the group, hands them a vial of holy water, and says, "Coat your weapons."
I start saying like a prayer of Arwen while I'm like coating my weapon.
It's at this point that Hunter's Moon begins pouring the substance on his cestus.
Before you do, I need each of you to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
I also like pour it on my wraps.
Fuck yeah!
What, the holy water?
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom.
Yeah, I say a prayer to Fantasia.
Each of you, as you
Oh.
go to prepare your weapons, an almost chilling calmness washes over you. Before Tarka says, I wouldn't recommend attacking it at night. These things can travel in your own shadow at night.
Hunter's Moon takes a look at Atarka and back towards the group and says, "We set up camp. We attack in the morning."
As much as I enjoy a good hunt, I'm not a fan of suicide.
Of course.
You don't think you can take them, Atarka?
I don't think I could take 5 of the big ones. And that's how many we drove back into that thing's ribcage.
You failed to mention how many there were beforehand.
You didn't ask.
You think it would be a part of the conversation?
And I'm not the only one withholding information, now am I?
The question then remains where to camp.
Yeah.
There is a Raven Brother camp not far from here. But do we want to be out of sight of the dragon where they could escape again?
The Chosen speaks up and says, we at least need to make sure that these travelers can get along safely.
We know a couple places that we can dump them off at. They'll be safe.
But I don't believe they'll be able to make it up the rock cliff. I don't think that druid camp would help you much here.
Hunter's Moon looks towards Sprock and the group and says, "We don't necessarily have to head back to the druid camp."
No.
Sprock, you know the
Not
area fairly well. Sprock, if you want to give a history check, we could see if you know a safe place nearby where it'd be easy for the travelers to go.
No, yeah.
Disadvantages, I know the area.
I would know the area because I lived in Westemar all my life.
17.
The question is, with Hunter's Moon, is how much does he actually recall, given how fucked his memory is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fair.
Also, Sprock has been the one who has been in the wilds for most of his life rather than traveling.
That is true, you treehouse building gremlin.
I'm just saying because Sprock would know the surrounding area of Drakkenheim better, while Hunter's Moon would know Westemar better, if that makes sense.
He lives in the goddamn trees.
I only know a little bit of this place.
Alright, so Sprock,
I grew on the other coast.
you would know that there is a small cave by the Drained River that is very protective that you used to stay in during your little fishing escapes.
There's a cave not far from here. By the river. I know it well. It's very defensible. We should be safe there.
How far?
Not far at all.
Chosen bows his head and says, about 10 minutes. Should be safe.
Then let's focus getting them out of here as quick as possible. We don't need any more of them killed.
Agreed.
Yes.
So, you make your way towards the cave. I don't have a map ready for this one. It's been a hectic fucking month.
Yeah.
So I'll just bring us back to our lovely forest road map, which is good enough. Just because I like proper set dressing. You're able to make a steady camp for the night with campfire to push away any shadows in the room. While you're setting that up, Atarka and the Chosen start setting up small magical lights as well.
As they're setting up, I'm going to be setting up a little like because I have some of that water with me. I'm just gonna be setting up like a little prayer circle just in case me or Bastille want to do anything with that because I have some of that water and the stuff necessary to make that circle now.
Nice thinking, man.
You like? No, you got it. You got it. You can do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm the cleric.
That's what I just thought in my head real quick. I'm like, you're the cleric. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some a sprig of lavender in my tent or whatnot near the entrance thing or whatnot, entrance exit before I go to sleep. But otherwise, and say a short prayer. But otherwise,
Hunter's
to
Moon's
finish
also going to
on-
be Hunter's Moon's also going to be very unnerved. He's keeping watch because he does not trust Atarka at all. He's been just kind of standing in the next to a tree, watching like the group as they're doing their thing.
Well, Hunter's Moon is doing that. He looks through the side and he does see Bastille doing the same. Couldn't see him for a minute, but that's what Bastille's been doing. Has been watching.
He also Hunter's Moon is also gonna he's gonna look at Sprock and say, "You got a minute?"
What's the problem?
You mentioned that you knew Atarka over there in your previous escapades out here. I don't get the best feeling from him. He knows something about me. He knows something about me and us, and he's withholding information, and I don't trust him.
He does. You are fairly well known. You probably know some from you having been chosen by Arwen. Some of the more faithful of Cormac do get this information. It's probably just the old animosities that are guiding you. But fear not. Even though we follow the same god, I will not allow him to harm you.
I'm more worried about what he knows and what he wants to get out of it.
Then maybe try asking him. And try not to antagonize him.
Easier said than done. He looks over towards Bastille and just says to him, "You got my back."
Of course, brother. Always.
He starts walking over.
Says like the moon's light on your back.
He then begins to walk over towards Atarka as he's doing whatever he's doing, and he says to him, "What's your problem with me, Atarka?"
So much for not being antagonistic.
I'm not being I'm not being antagonistic. I'm being blunt.
Bastille,
No, hang on. You
And
can't be blunt here. Keon's not here.
I'm sorry. You're right. Wrong continuity. God damn it.
and Bastille walked behind him is with Hunter's Moon.
Atarka says, "Your real name's Randall, isn't it?
How would you know that?
You smell like Randall."
Bastille.
You've been tracking me for a long time.
Nope. I just had to push you back from the dragon's cave outside of Dransmund.
You were there?
I was trying to protect the dragon.
Wait, you were there? What?
On whose authority were you there?
I don't remember seeing you.
I was there under the authority of the dragon trying to protect its eggs. And if you didn't approach the cave, you wouldn't have seen me.
I didn't want to do that mission, Atarka. I wasn't the reason why we were all there.
Ah, yes, the good soldier just following orders. Sam, excuse
You don't
me.
know anything about me, Atarka.
You don't know nothing about fun.
Yes, but I know humans. I know empires. I know what greedy men with their crowns will do just for the sake of a little bit of extra land with their name on it. Whether or not you were the one who gave the order, you were still following it. And the death of that dragon, even if you weren't the ones who landed the final blow, is still on your hands.
Still looking visibly upset at him.
Hunter's Moon begins clenching his fist and says to him, "That dragon was in the way of our encampment. Hundreds, if not thousands, would have died to that dragon's flame. You're telling me that their lives were less important than the dragon's?"
That dragon only left its cave for the first time in 3 years because an army was approaching it.
We were trying to find our way around, Atarka.
And that's not what your commanding officer said. Your commanding officer
What are you
strictly
talking about?
said that that dragon had to die.
What are you talking about?
I never gave that order.
I
never
didn't,
heard of such
but
order.
your officer did.
What's his name? Who are you even talking
Drexel.
about?
Daisy. God damn it, she's playing out that door.
Like Basil wouldn't. I feel like Basil wouldn't believe this.
So
Hang
He
on,
looks toward-
I gotta pay the puppy their tax.
this is mandatory. I have been at the receiving end of when I have not paid my tax.
Here you go, buddy.
It's fucking scary.
There. Okay.
I'm lucky I have all my limbs.
Randall, you were the one who was leading that force. I believe it was the 3rd Company. He holds up a piece of paper that has the wax seal of Westemar on it.
Where did you get that?
How did you?
Off of the corpse of whatever officer came in to steal the eggs.
Hunter's Moon holds out his hand. May I?
He says, only if by your word you'll hand it back.
Yeah, hand it.
Hunter's Moon nods his head towards Atarka.
He hands you the letter.
He opens up the letter and searches through its contents.
The letter is very finely detailed of each company's orders for that day, with 1st, 3rd, and 5th companies ordered to assault the dragon head on, with the specific mentioning of them being told to find a way through or around the dragon. 2nd company was to be left behind in order to protect the officer's tent, and 4th company was told to go to the cave and either secure the hoard or steal the eggs.
Hunter's Moon has a lapse in his demeanor for a moment before he hands the letter back to Atarka, and he says, I remember now.
Atarka opens up his map and points. There's a path following the river that would have led around the cave outside of the dragon's territory. There was no need for that fight.
Atarka, I understand your grievances with me, but your vengeance should be aimed at my commander. When the fight
No.
started, I gave no order. Allison was with me,
I remember no order.
and so was Bastille.
I was there.
Oh.
I know.
I gave no order to attack. By the time we circled around to the other companies, they were already mostly dead.
Yes, I remember by the time we got there, looking at it's like a force of bodies.
Whether or not you gave the order, the actions of your commanding officer, Elias Drexel, as well as that of Manfred von Kessel, the Amethyst Dragons are extinct now. Because of the mere greed and fear that they were contaminated beings for that meteor. Even though they may have lived here for eons before that damn meteor hit. An entire species of dragon is gone now.
By the
Hunters.
beast, Father.
Hunter's Moon hangs his head low in shame, and he unclenches his fists, and he says to himself, "There is a lot that I don't remember, and many more crimes that I probably won't answer for. But I paid for everything that I ever did that night. I lost everything I ever loved and my own life. My own blood was payment for my chance of resurrection. I am not Randall Elron anymore."
I'm sorry, Chopper's tail is just going a million miles an hour right now. It's adorable.
Good boy.
He has his mom, and it looks like he's getting his mom to play with him. Yep.
Hunter's Moon kind of looks at Atarka with a little bit of anger in his eyes, and he says, "If you want to judge me, that's fine, but you're judging a dead man, and I'm not him anymore."
He nods his head and says, "And I still judge Manfred von Kessel from the grave as well. I don't doubt that you're an honorable man, Randall. What I doubt is your judgment."
Hunter's Moon looks towards Atarka and says, "My judgment has been far clearer in the last few days than it has been in years. I have something now that I never had before, a consciousness and the faith to keep me going. If you're going to villainize me for that, I'm sorry, but I don't have to answer to you."
Known Randall
Yeah, in a minute.
Hunter's Moon a very long time. And in that time, he may have been a bastard. But I have never known him to attack a defenseless beast if he didn't need to. And in this case, I'm sure at the time he must have believed it necessary. He would not have sought this out deliberately. And if he was commanded to do so, then it is my firm belief that he was deceived to do it.
Is it at this point now that I can, because we talked about this in one session, I can't remember what I have to roll, but can I roll for a vision?
Sure.
I believe we said it was on a 20 to 1 thing.
Crit fail, crit success. Yeah.
Yeah, crit fail, crit success, and then stuff middling.
Yeah, we'll refine it later. Probably swap it down to the usual D6.
20! Holy shit! Holy
Okay.
shit!
Or just get a nat 20.
Okay. Ugh.
Feels amazing, thank you.
Okay, so what exactly are you looking for?
I want to be looking for any such ways because Sprock said that I was either deceived into following these orders or coerced. And I want to know exactly what I can gather from that as Hunter's Moon is thinking about that.
And would I remember anything being there, or would
Likely not.
because I just followed with my brother into battle?
More or less. Randall was more the one who actually would get the orders, then you were the ones that would help spread them out.
Yeah, because Lizzie Nightbreeze sent me as one of her she had a
Envoys.
yeah. There's a specific
mu-
name for her guards, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much what I'm looking for is, was I like coerced, deceived? Because Randall did not want to eliminate this dragon. He was following Alice and Kane because she was the better tracker, and they wanted to go around, but everyone else was already dead. And for whatever reason, shit happened. So why exactly was I forced into this?
Alright, so you take a deeper look at the map that Atarka showed you, and the vision pops in and out of your head a few times, where it seems that the route that he's showing didn't exist on any of the maps that you had. But the map he has is older than anything you would have had back in the war. Looking through it and thinking back, someone had swapped the maps for the entire encampment before this order was given. And what's worse is...
Can I remember who swapped them?
You didn't know of anyone who could do that without any person noticing. If anyone was there that wasn't a hooded lantern, it would have roused a lot of suspicion and notice. You would have heard about it. But no one reported a single strange person that night.
Hunters. Okay. What else do I pick up? Anything else?
Looking through it, you do think that's odd that Allison didn't know this route, but taking a deeper look at the map, the route that would have taken you would have gone through a section of the deeper Octon Vault. The woods itself had a great, the woods itself has had a great green dragon there for hundreds of years. And maybe you think Allison would have advised against going that path for the dragon, but the stranger thought is, what are the odds of two dragons overlapping their territory?
Oh. Okay. Hunter's Moon is kind of hit as he's like, he takes a step back after having his vision, and he kind of leans up against a rock, and he says, he kind of takes off his mask for a moment and looks at Bastille and Sprock and says, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
Bastille comes and touches your shoulder and looks down. What's wrong, my brother? What did you see?
That map you have,
Thing?
Atarka, that map you have is older than the ones that I was given.
What?
Whoever was in the encampment before the raid swapped out the maps, and it only could have been done by a hooded lantern.
What is
Well,
going
I
on?
would have had access to them.
This is at this point that the Chosen walks up and seems to be offering people hot drinks. It is odd that someone with their eyes can still be so blind to what has happened.
I'll
what are
accept
you
the hot
talking
drink.
What are
if
you talking
that's
about,
okay.
Chosen?
He doesn't have to be a lantern, just someone who looks like one.
What are you talking?
Hunter's Moon clenches his fist and punches the
Oh.
rock close to him, shattering it.
Oh, like that one thief.
Or any
The
mage.
the face changer.
Or
Who
any
you have a
mage.
vendetta against.
Oh.
Thieves again.
But it equally could have been any mage who sided with Caesalia on Kessel rather than Manfred. Or maybe someone higher up simply betrayed you. Things are not always black and white. Some things are shades of blue.
But still,
This concerns me very much, brother.
I think we're going to have to reopen our investigation quicker than we thought.
You think it might be who you think? I think. Yes, I can speak. You think it could be him?
You tell me.
That sounds like something he would do. It sounds like him.
Can my dog stop giving themselves
I get
concussions
that
on my door?
we have to talk in private.
Yes, cousin, you're going to have to hear about this.
Wait, you're telling me that Anna doesn't know about this?
We, our families lived far from each other.
Yeah,
Never met
I was in the academy a lot. So.
He has never met him.
When did your trail on him go cold?
About beforehand's been happening. After that, I could never find it again.
We need to see your investigation logs. I need to know what happened around the time of the raid of the dragon. I need to know what you know.
And I pull out the logs and hand it to him, and it tells you about his last trail was around Emberwood.
Yeah, I'm specifically I'm specifically because I know when that attack happened on the dragon. I want to specifically look through your logs at around that date.
To see like what I think the brother's doing.
Yeah, because I want to see where the movements line up.
Alright, so good. And now we're talking about the dragon thing. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think. And then the Emberwood and the Hooded Lanterns places in Emberwood?
No, where we were at during that time, it was out near Octenwald.
Oh, okay. You see that I was tracking and heard some people of his description being around Aldenbald. Someone being of his description having his teeth. And someone being very strange around that. And a lot of sightings around Emberwood as well. But it went cold, as you see after Hansden happened.
Hunter's Moon just kind of says in one final shaky breath, he just says to Bastille, he goes, I only have one more question for you.
Yes, brother.
Do you really believe that after all of the defenses we put up, and after all the time that we spent building that perimeter, Me and you personally setting it up. Do you really think it's possible that he managed to slip through?
I've known him for a long time. He's gone through more slipperier thing.
Then there's only really three. Then there's only really three people who know any more about this: Elias Drexel, Allison, and your brother.
Knowing he's been doing this all his life, he must be good at it now. He could easily come in through a hooded lantern and trick us.
Aggressive puppy noises in the background. Right on cue.
He once has done that for the Silver Order when I was younger. Could easily do it with the hooded lanterns.
So I guess I only have one other question for you. If we start tracking him down, where do we start?
I say I would go talk to the last person I talked to in Emberwood. I've heard of the last sighting and retraced the steps I did.
I'm of two different minds. We have plenty of other jobs to do and things we have to get done, but we also have to get these travelers safe. And it couldn't hurt to follow up on information in the morning. What's your mind? And he looks towards Sprock and Anna.
I mean, I want to pick up the dream catcher that I commissioned at some point.
Of course.
So
of course.
yeah, we still have to go get all of our other shit too.
Yeah, we gotta get that done. Yeah, of course. We gotta get the dream catcher. Cool.
Good morning. We assault those shadow things. Once that's done, we can fulfill the gathering that one druid asked for. We return to the camp, get what we need, and then we can head back.
Please stop knocking yourself out on the door.
Hunter's Moon
You're
nods
already
his head,
stupid enough.
and he nods his head towards the group, and he says, "Well, if that's that."
Bastille does, when you look, you see Bastille look down and look visibly angry and goes to the prayer circle you made. He seemed very upset, and you could see like veins on his face were pulsating a little, so he went over there.
Yeah, you can kind of, you can kind of see the white on Hunter's Moon's knuckles be like visibly damaged on his gloves. Like there's a little bit of blood there from when he shattered that rock.
And you could see as he's walking past, he kind of dents a tree and hits the tree because he's pissed off, thinking about his brother, brothers picking him off.
I'm gonna head towards Timmy. What did he do? I heard he was a troublemaker, but
Yeah. Well, one thing he did murder our grandfather.
wow.
Around the time I left, when I was 20.
Okay,
And I've left Illyria.
after I left. Okay. fine. I didn't hear of that.
I know. We live so far away.
Hmm.
I don't understand. Why was your family so separated?
My parents were a little weird. It
My father was devoted to the Silver Order. We had to live in the area by the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
And yet
I
you
live
managed-
by Lake Dray.
But still, how did you manage to find your way all the way out here into Westemar?
Had help from a friend on the dock. The dock where I used to live would have the Navy ships of the Silver Order come in. He had a crew, and he told them that I could go with them and I could stow away with them. So I stayed and went to the academy when I got over here.
I know a big reason. I know you told me when I was stationed under the lanterns that the main reason you were at the academy was something to do with your grandfather. And you just told Anna it was because of his murder.
That I ran because it was his murder I was afraid of, and it did kind of happen. I heard after in the academy I got a letter from my mother. And she ran away from my father because what drove away our family also. Ever since my father was sick, my grandfather helped him with magic. He hated him. The bloodlust, and he became malfeasant in the academy, so he had all right to kill him. So my mother was hiding my grandfather, but then my brother told him where he was. My mother thought she could trust my brother. I thought I could find him before he got to my grandpa, but it was like,
And you haven't been able to track him since.
no. Only heard of rumors and having logs of his whereabouts, of hearing from people here in Westemar.
Hunter's Moon is again visibly angry because he realizes what it could mean for the security of not only the group but potentially Allison because of how long he could have been there. And he says to Bastille, "You were following him for so long, and you potentially let him live right under our noses." I don't understand. I just don't understand how he was able to evade both of us so swiftly.
And you see, still, and you can hear him get visibly upset, but not, of course.
Hey, damn right I'm blaming you, bitch. Damn right I'm blaming you, bitch. You want the $5 here? Go get a fucking double beef and cheddar from Arby's, you whore.
Who are you talking to?
Queen of Thieves, I see that text chat.
Oh. $5, they blame me. But he gets mad. I don't know why he's so. My whole life has been ruining my family, and now my new family. We can't let him go any longer.
No, you can't.
Don't
Shut the
shut
fuck
up.
up.
You shut up. You shut up. Okay,
You
I'll
shut
deal with you. I'll deal with you when the time comes. All right.
Grant put into the serve to dialect that.
Shut the fuck.
I gotta bully my players somehow.
And he looks at Hunter's Moon, knowing what he could know horrifies me, brother. What's taken in?
What terrifies me is the prospect of knowing just how long he could have been there.
What has
And
he
if
been
he's
learning?
and if he's able to get past both of us, I don't think Elias Drexel will be able to catch him either.
No.
He's potentially still in the lanterns,
And if he's doing this,
sabotaging them.
and he's been here this long, how much has he learned about how it all works?
I'm more concerned with what deals he made to get there.
I'm afraid of he's with.
He's far too insane to operate on his own. Someone has to be enabling him.
He's not on his own. He has to have someone with resources.
Well, even if he doesn't have someone now, he learned from someone.
Exactly. Someone has
Has
been
healed
teaching
you
him.
to someone.
Someone has been teaching him how to evade us. To what's the good word? I can't think of it.
English is a bullshit language.
It is.
I think at this point we're going to take our little break because I think the pups need outside, and I could do with getting another drink.
Oh, I love role play.
Alrighty.
It's always good to have a roleplay heavy session.
God, I love
Oh.
setting up all this lore.
And we'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. So, we have gotten our drinks, we have let the puppies do their thing, and now the puppies are activated because I've said the word puppy multiple times now, and now the puppies are
My
looking at
face
me with
has
radiant
entirely
faces.
new scars because of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zig,
yeah.
when you said that, Riley jumped up and looked at my phone.
Aw, is Riley a good puppy?
Go
Yeah.
puppy.
Chopper's a good puppy. Derek is a good puppy too.
I would love those dogs.
Oh, and here's the Daisy. She stepped on my toe.
The one that wanted Moose's couch.
I love you, Daisy. Alright, go ahead and get cozy. I cleaned your bed for you.
This time I'm innocent. This time I'll still punch you out for the knee.
Alright, so what is the party doing from here?
Well, I suppose we're gonna be just making that. I suppose we're just gonna be heading to that cave, and dropping those guys off, making camp, and attacking those fucking things in the morning, like Sprock said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed, I'm gonna go pray and at the prayer circle that
Hunter's Moon will keep watch since he only needs 4 hours of meditation.
Still forgetting that he doesn't need sleep. Asks Hunter's Moon if he needs help watching.
I think I can manage just fine on my own. I can go a long time without the benefits of having mortal pleasantries like sleep and food. Although it's not permanent, you give me a couple hours towards the end of the night, I'll shift with you.
Okay, brother. Sounds good. He goes back to bowing his head.
I'm gonna do what I said I would do earlier with regards to the sprigs and the prayer.
Yeah.
The lavender.
Yeah, the sprig of lavender. I'll just there's only one real window. There's type thing with regards to a tent. Presumably. So like, because I placed that at each of the near each of the windows. So like, there's only one.
Just as a quick question, how commonly traveled is this road that we're currently on?
It looks like a lesser road, but it does fade in a few different spots.
Would you say that a caravan of people could come through here once in a while? Maybe a couple Queensmen?
Maybe, but it seems more likely that this is a path for homesteaders to get through towards the other towns.
All right. I'll put a little marking underneath one of the crevices of the rock walls. Just another one of my symbols to ensure protection along the road.
And I go by it, and didn't you hand me a vial of that holy water?
I did. I handed each of you one.
I pour a little bit on it, and I touch it, and I start to do a different type of prayer and to bless it.
All right.
Ready?
So they could also ensure safety of the people they're protecting.
Alright. Okay.
Oh, that funk rat.
So, everyone give me a D6 for the night.
3, 5, 5, 6.
6.
Alright, Alright, so it seems that the night passes relatively quietly, and it's a little past dawn when you hear a loud crack of wood and someone shouting at the road.
Hunter's Moon will be the first to just fucking move towards the direction of the twig snapping and the shouting, preparing a handful of shurikens in his hand and investigating the source.
You see a middle-aged man just fuming. Stupid motherfucking cattle! Goddamn piece of shit!
Hearing this, I follow behind Hunter's Moon.
Okay, I'm going to be a little shit and I'm going to do a Moon Knight thing from the comics. I'm going to sneak up behind him and perch myself on top of a rock with my cape flowing behind him and just tell him and just ask him, having trouble?
He is very lost in his anger. You see him, as you look around, there's a dead fucking rabbit under the cart, and the back wheel had completely fallen off. He is yelling at the fucking ox that is pulling it, and just punching the shit out of its ass while this ox is just eating grass standing still.
I'm going to take that as a yes. Hunter's Moon proceeds to hop down from his perch and put 2 and 2 together and just say, "You couldn't just simply swerve around the damn thing?"
He jumps and jams a cylinder or jams something into your stomach. As you said, you could give a dex save if you want. All right.
Okay.
You're unable to deflect it, but you realize that he's putting a what you would recognize as a small blunderbuss to your stomach. You picked the wrong fucking day. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Hunter's Moon proceeds to take his left hand, which is has one of his cestus on it, and punch up towards the blunderbuss, trying to knock it out of his hand, and just say, "I'm the guy who's trying to help you, asshole."
And you couldn't be bothered to fucking announce yourself?
Well, to be fair, that was more for my enjoyment.
He walks away to pick up the fucking blunderbuss, and he starts putting it back in the holster. Stupid fucking thing ran under my wheels, pissed off the ox, and now I have a fucking broken wheel. He punches the ox in the ass again.
Hunter's Moon shakes his head and says, "We got off to the wrong foot." He extends his hand and says, "Hunter's Moon, Fist of Arwen."
He extends his hand. James Rathfield.
Hunter's Moon takes a look underneath the wagon, notices the depth of the wheels in there and how it got stuck and how fucked up it is, and says, "It's a simple patch job. I think we can get that done relatively quickly."
Surely is your cart if it's broken by a rabbit.
Moro walks up at this point. I mean, looks like just the pin is broken. I could fix that. If you get the wheel on.
Groggily gets up and starts to walk out of the tent.
"Nice of you to join us, Anna."
Yeah, I was also there, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, the thing is, I did say I followed right.
You did.
Right, yeah, you did.
Well, fuck off.
Yeah. Morrow says, if you could get the wheel on, I can fix it. It's just a simple mending spell.
Hunter's Moon looks towards Sprock. Want to give me a hand?
Brock walks over to the cart, lifts the side of the cart with the broken wheel so that the wheel would be off the ground, and then pulls out the immovable rod, props it underneath the cart, and just there you go. You should be able to change it, no problem now.
Hunter's Moon now just rolls the wheel up underneath where it can be placed under the wagon, so that way Morrow can fix the pin.
Morrow slides the pieces back in and casts mending on it.
And then Hunter's Moon will walk towards where the rabbit is, toss it in his fucking bag, so that way Ericos doesn't bitch about him not bringing him back any food. And then tells James, now if you don't have any more weapons you want to aim at me, I think a thank you is in order.
Right. Sorry, just thought you were one of those little bastards from the university again.
Why would they be giving you trouble?
What's wrong? Why you say that?
He gets a little nervous. Ah, shit. You're with the lanterns, aren't you?
Not officially. We do jobs for them now and then, but we're not exactly a part of them.
We're not under their
I'm
command.
from the academy.
I may go through the Octan Vault and steal whatever I find. If it looks like people died there, I take it as free game.
Well, I used to be an old smuggler back in the day. Let's see what you have.
Go and give me perception or investigation.
Please.
You did intimidation again. You did
I did intimidation again. God damn it. Okay, that's better.
There you
I'll take that.
There you go.
I was gonna be so sad.
I mean, technically, you still rolled a 1.
It would have been, you know what, and it would have been on theme for the session, but come on.
Alright. So,
Come on.
you look through, and it looks as if he had raided what looks like a small bit of a weapons caravan, maybe a blacksmith wagon, and it looks like a bunch of this is just materials from a university or maybe even the Amethyst Academy expedition that failed, with a great number of books in there.
And you said Amethyst expeditions that failed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell you what, can I take this time to sift through any of the books and see if I can't find any like incantations or any tomes of information on Arwen or anything like that?
Sorry,
Yeah,
incantation is faith-based.
Well, yeah, but I'm a cleric.
I was
Yeah, but
actually
that'd
going to
be
ask
for the
that.
academy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Give me a break.
I was actually going to ask, because I'm part of the academy. Can I check if see if I know anything or learn anything?
From what you could see, if you want to do checks yourselves, go ahead.
Okay, what check do you want? Oh, investigation.
Or perception, either or.
Ooh, baby, alright.
And back.
Hello.
Okay. 24.
Alright. So,
I only got a 17.
That's still good.
So,
I did
it
not.
looks like the only kind of, there is a spell book in there, but it looks as if it's only first level spells and cantrips. And as you look deeper, there seems to be a great number of books on the Octant Vault itself, including it looks almost as if it's someone's, it looks like it's a large journal of someone who is studying dragons for some time.
I give the book of incantation stuff to Anna, and so they're just low level spells, but you can take a look here, and I give I also get the group's attention and tell them about this book is talking about the avant-garde and how about the dragons. Maybe we can about the dragon Artarka was talking. Or what
Could
Randall had. Yeah,
it could contain some information prevalent to our investigation. Yeah.
James speaks up. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be too much of a bother, but I am still trying to make a living.
I will pay.
I will
if
pay.
If these books are relevant, I will pay you for their knowledge.
We will pay you.
I usually sell the books for 5 gold each.
Can I sift through any of the books just to see if I can scan just which ones have the relevant information real quick, and then pick out those ones?
Can I help him with that?
He doesn't seem to want you to just look through them. He wants you to buy them.
I mean, okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
Tell you what, I'll give you 20 gold.
Is there only?
I am a priest. I do not give a shit about money.
He seems gobsmacked and accepts it without second guessing.
Now can I browse in peace, James?
By all means.
Thank you.
For those who don't realize, 20 gold is enough for a peasant family to live for several years.
Yeah, you're fucking welcome. I'm a priest. I don't care about my money.
Theoretically, 20 gold is enough for him to retire on.
Yeah.
Is there? I'm. By the way, I'm not buying the spell book or whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, is there? You mentioned blacksmith-related stuff. Would there happen to be a shield?
There's a shield there. It's a little banged up, but you think Mora would be able to fix it up.
Okay. And also, just for clarification, shields don't. Do shields affect the skill dueling, which involves wielding a weapon with one hand?
No, it does not.
No, I don't think so.
It does
Okay,
not.
so yeah. No, I'm buying a shield to up my AC by 2.
Yeah, because shields are classified as armor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't?
You mean the fighting style?
Yeah.
Give me a second. So it says when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think a shield is considered a weapon, is it?
it's considered armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just like to make sure, because it's called dueling, and generally when people think dueling, they think of like, or at least I think of like fencers or whatnot. That's why I was just making sure about intent. How much does the shield cost?
Yeah, the shield is labeled strictly under armor.
How much is the shield?
He's willing to part with it for 1 gold.
Okay.
You gotta remember, he looted bodies. This is not exactly hard work for him.
Okay, I'm kind of curious. Can I just tell him, I just gave you 25 gold. Just throw the shield in there too.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
I see you're still good at business, there, brother.
Some things don't get forgotten very easily.
The book on dragons is actually incredibly in-depth. It looks as if someone had spent the better part of at least 40 years writing it.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Are there any books on ghosts, out of curiosity? Or Fantasia?
Roll me a d6.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't think you ever answered me about Tomes of Arwen or anything either.
Yeah, I want to know about. I want
Go
to
ahead and roll
read
me a
them,
d6.
too.
Okay.
May I? Or...
Yeah.
Thank
Mother-
you
Fucker.
for.
God damn it.
Alright, it
God.
does not look like it. You gotta remember,
Hmm.
books on the old gods are somewhat heavily restricted because of the Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
Bunch of bastards.
Little shitheads. Ah,
Like,
fucking.
if you went to the
Dave.
academy, if you went through the academy, you'll likely be able to get a book on it. But that's largely just due to the Edicts of Lumen.
So
I want-
I'm guessing with the
I
one.
want that lore, damn it.
I'm guessing with that one, I got neither ghosts nor Fantasia.
No.
And the sacred flame
So,
are what the
so-
silver order follows, right?
Sorry, what was the
Mhm.
D6 for?
They were looking for books, like specific
Book.
kinds of books if they were there.
And thanks, Miss.
we were looking for books on dragons. We found them, and then I was seeing if I could poke around for stuff about the old gods.
Me too. I was checking if
And,
there's anything about her.
The Silver Order is the militant sect of the Sacred Flame.
Right. That's. I kind of thought that in my head, but I just wanted confirmation so I wouldn't
Yeah.
be wrong.
Nope. There is no such thing as a stupid question other than if Moose is allowed to be unshackled from the kitchen sink.
I've been here for 2 days. Someone help me.
You just put the PC right there in front of you.
Yep.
Don't worry, Lyric will be there to lick up the blood.
It gets really sketchy when he does dishes because, that shit can shock me. He's just like, well, I hope you dance. Hope you can dance well.
Dance, man, boy.
Brutal, man. It's brutal.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're able to find any of the books on the old gods.
Okay.
Fine. Guess we'll have to learn more about Arwen another day.
I mean, again, you could always just commission River.
Okay.
Yeah, we have options for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to
Okay.
go to who was it? Who has the mending spell?
Moro.
Morrow. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Morrow and ask to see if I can get the shield fixed up.
He takes a look.
Information.
He takes a look at it and says, "Usually don't work on metal, but for someone who's helped me, I will do it." And he casts mending on it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hand, Morrow a gold for compensation.
He pauses
With
for
that,
40 of trouble.
He pauses for a moment, but accepts it graciously.
Hunter's Moon just grabbed.
no, I was gonna say, and with that, Hunter's Moon looks towards James, and with a smirk on his face, you can see it through the mask. He just says, "Enjoy your retirement, James."
He nods, and he tries to get back onto the wagon, slips off, The ox starts walking without him, and he chases back to get back on it.
Okay.
Okay, I
Anna's
want to be.
gonna, put on her armor and cut herself as usual.
As usual. As usual.
Ah, yes. Every session.
I thought I was away from the family crazies, but
No, it's genetic. It doesn't matter what side of the family it's on.
no.
No, it's fine. My father was normal.
Mm.
Was that his name or his occupation?
Was his first name Abby?
No, it's Gracian. Castroma.
No, like Abby Normal.
Well,
Fuck you, that's funny.
It is.
Look,
Damn.
I get it, and it's a great young
It was-
Frankenstein reference, and I
Uh-huh,
do appreciate
uh-huh.
it.
It was
Uh-huh.
yes, I got the reference. Damn. Damn, Moose.
Uncultured swine.
Moose out here acting
You
like
mean
a
I watched
boomer.
that with you million? Shut the fuck up.
Pick up my Daisy. She's so pretty. I'm sure
My
Moose is
goodness.
happy to have
Damn it!
this
Now I
feedback.
want to have my character have like a sister whose name is Abby Normal Castroma.
Normal Castroma.
Well, the thing is, my name is Bustil, right? And then my brother's name is Distil.
It turns out to be Steve's wife.
Father, no, no. Oh wait a minute. I'm not the family. Like,
Oh my god.
are you gonna make my cousin?
I mean, at least we got something done today.
Anyway, we have things to murder.
Yeah. Anyway, in the morning.
Y'all, I mean, it is morning. You also have a
I
big
know.
ass book.
We gotta,
Yeah, I want to open up these books and see if there's any information about that dragon that's that fucking skeletal dragon over there.
and I want to help because yeah, I can.
All right, go ahead and give me investigation check on the book.
Not
Okay.
intimidation, not intimidation, not intimidation.
You
Not
do it at-
intimidation this time.
All right.
Motherfucker! Oh, that is with advantage. Okay, thank you.
Oh yes, advantage.
All right, so
Thank fuck.
go
Okay, hold on.
reading through the book. One of the first things you come across when it comes to the section on draconic remains is that it puts heavy emphasis on trying to identify what kind of dragon it was. And that requires you to actually analyze the skeleton in comparison to what's in the book.
But the book itself has enough details that I can compare and contrast to figure it out.
Yes, but you don't remember enough about the dragon, the skeleton itself. So you likely have to go back to the skeleton to actually get the comparison right.
I kind
Do
of
what?
figured that would be the case.
Riley.
Well, I'm sharing this information with the group and just saying if we can go back there and identify what kind of dragon this is, it could be helpful to us.
Well, we have to
Yep.
go back there anyway.
Yep. I mean, yes.
So yeah, I think the plan is to just kick the shit out of things and then figure out what's going on.
Riley,
I'm ready whenever you lot are.
get off the laptop, you fucking rat.
Well, Hunter's Moon just extends his arm down the road and just says, "Lead the way, little brother, as always."
I totally didn't put this section in just because I'm a fucking nerd about dragons.
On the road.
Okay, I'm trying to fucking get it to work right. Hang on, I'm gonna have to drop y'all at Eckerman Mill in order to scroll down. Hang on.
Heyo. So is Atarka and the Chosen still with us?
Okay.
I reckon so.
I would think so too.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hang on.
I think.
Get rid of the travelers. Well,
Goddamn webpage. No, stop bullying me.
Our Tarka's not here then.
Tarka's not here.
He
He's no. Tarka's.
Oh, he isn't.
Tarka is trying to escort the people back. You didn't fucking tell him that you were leaving.
Yeah, fuck him.
Well, fuck him anyway.
Who the fuck called me?
Fuck him in his gang.
Oh. Hang on.
We
You know
rep
what?
our-
I'm putting his tracking skills to the fucking test. If he wants to boast about how fucking great of a hunter he is, let's see if he can track us back here.
All right. So,
We rep Arwen over.
you did get a 22 on the book on finding the correct section. Now, either nature or investigation to start trying to do comparisons with the book.
I'm going to be standing with Anna and Bastille and going to be reading it aloud and having them help me figure this out.
All right. Add advantage then.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Like, hey,
All right.
And just because I can, because it's free, I'll put a thing of guidance on me. All right.
let's go.
So you're
Riley,
going
get
through
off.
You're going through the book,
23.
and it does mention that one of the easiest ways to identify a dragon's corpse is the horns. And obviously, this is not the correct corpse that I wanted. This is just something that I took from the map doctor. I may steal things from Google, but I will always fucking keep their goddamn watermarks in, and I will always show off the watermark. If you like the map, go to this motherfucker.
We here to rep.
Rep Arwen over.
Hell, like, if I use Chepeku, I will show the Chepeku logo. Every time I borrow someone's map, I show the watermark, because these people do fan-fucking-tastic work. This may not be the dragon I wanted, but it fucking looks beautiful.
Always thank the map creators.
Hell yeah. But, you're going through the notebook, and it says one of the easiest ways to identify a dragon is typically by the horns or the tail. The tail itself seems to have been severed about the 1/3 way down, and the horn, or it doesn't appear that there's any horns on this dragon when you look at it. Being unable to go through it, does give you a little bit of a hassle, but spending some time to look through, you realize that it's one of 3 different types of dragons. It's either a silver dragon, a green dragon, or a topaz dragon. And it's not until you catch a little bit of information that you're able to successfully identify it. This area has an unusual amount of greenery around it. Even for an area as heavily wooded as this is almost overly flourishing from the decaying essence of a green dragon.
So it's a green.
Going through the
Can
book, going through
I
it,
was okay. Never mind.
you going through it, you catch a small little section that once in a great while, if a powerful enough green dragon dies, the barrier between the realms of the material plane and the dreamland grows very thin. And it's very simple for such a thing to cross over. But you don't notice any of the signs of Fae around here.
Okay, I am, as we're all going through this, I'm correctly identifying the dragon, but I'm noting to the party that there's no Fae around here.
In fact, you would note that the shadow creatures shouldn't be able to enter the domain of a fey creature.
Can I notice anything in particularly unusual about the skeleton's damage?
You could do a medicine or an arcana check on that.
Okay.
But still, do you have
Yeah?
Do you have proficiency in arcana?
Let me look. I don't.
I'm
I have
assuming Anna does.
proficiency in I have proficiency in Arcana.
Alright.
I'm just dumb, so it's only a 2. But I have proficiency in it.
I have 1.
Alright. No, a proficiency would be the little check mark next to it.
Right. I know.
I do thankfully have a medicine proficiency, so...
If you have proficiency in arcana, you may roll the check. You may do an arcana check on this.
Only if you have proficient.
Yep.
Oh.
I saw him.
Alright. So, Hunter's Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through the bones, you notice that there are several markings of great pierce marks that go through the vertebrae, and a couple of the ribs themselves have holes in them too that are large enough for you to put your entire arm through it. So it's reason to believe that something massive shot through this, and it's bigger than any ballista you would have seen. But Anna, as you're observing the surroundings of this dragon, you distinctly notice telltale signs of the Shadowlands. You don't believe this is a normal green dragon. You believe this was a shadow green dragon. This is the corpse of a dragon that had spent far too much time in the Shadowlands, searching for something, before returning to the material plane and dying.
This dragon was from the shadow. The Shadowlands.
So it was corrupted and then... It was corrupted and then drained of its life and died here?
So,
Does that mean that this
was
corpse is
searching for
particularly
something.
dangerous?
not sure about that,
Definitely.
but it does explain why the shadow creatures are here.
Yes.
That we have our culprit and we know how to take them down. We just need to be careful.
Out of curiosity, are shadow creatures fey, fiends, or undead?
They would be... creatures of the Shadowlands are usually either aberrations, undead, or can't remember what the fuck the third one is. I'll have to look that up.
Okay, I just asked because if we happen to be dealing with a shadow creature that fits fey, fiend, or undead, I have advantage on survival checks to track them and intelligence checks to recall information about them.
Well, here's the thing. You have seen the monsters, so it would be possible for you to check that. They are considered undead.
Okay.
So you would know that creatures of the Shadowlands are usually either undead, monstrosities, or aberration.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to do a smart thing real quick, and I'm going to take my tinderbox that I have here, and I'm going to be lighting a signal fire for the Chosen and Atarka to follow.
Alright. You estimate it would take about 30 minutes for them to get here.
I think we have time. Especially if we pull back a little bit.
Have we? I think we should check, make sure that the shadow things are still there.
Yeah.
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 So
Sprock has no idea.
Are these shadow things undead?
they are considered undead, yes.
Oh wait, no, I
Let
still
me
wouldn't
see
have.
if I
I
can.
still wouldn't have advantage on the perception. 'cause
Oh,
I'm not
perception. Okay.
tracked. I still wouldn't have advantage.
Not the
on that,
worst.
but-
Okay. I can pop another one of these, and I can do another guidance.
Ooh, can I have a guidance? I'm really close. to
Yeah,
something.
I'll give you guidance. You can roll.
Okay. Not the
Okay,
best, but not the
so
worst.
17
Alright.
for me.
You are
16 for me.
Yeah, other
Uh,
people got. Hunter's Moon got the highest.
you are able to notice that even though the
Oh no, that was investigation. Whatever.
you are able to notice that even though the sun is fairly high up right now, or not high up, but is shining directly on the skeleton, inside the rib cage is abnormally dark. You do expect some shadow to be in there, but it is almost as if it's still nighttime inside the rib cage.
They're here.
Yeah.
I can see them.
It's dark.
They are definitely
We're definitely in there.
still in the rib cage.
Might have a plan, but it might be a little insane. We just need to wait for Atarka and the Chosen to get here.
Is the party waiting for them?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the rib cage, or the shadow area or whatnot, or where I think the shadows likely are.
Alright. It takes a little longer than you expect for them to get there, but they do get there eventually.
Okay.
You're supposed to have a token. No, you bitch. I have a token for this. You motherfucker. There it goes. It's because I didn't stat the little bastard yet. Statted this one, though.
How do you change tokens again?
You got to edit your character sheet. So you would open your sheet, top right, hit edit, and then you change the pictures. You gotta make sure you change the one that says token, though.
Yeah, I did that, and I refreshed the page. Nothing changed.
Oh, you gotta drag your thing out again.
Oh, okay. Wait, drag it.
There.
There. I have a shield now.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so now that everyone is here, I look towards Atarka and the Chosen and say to Atarka, "Took you longer than I thought it would."
The travelers insisted on giving us a meal.
I'm sure that they appreciated the walk back. You did good work, Atarka.
I go for honorable hunts, not cheap kills. And they were just travelers. Had there been the
I must
paladins-
admit, I'm surprised at your care towards them.
No. The
Kick some
chosen.
shadow butt.
Anyway, I'm glad that you guys are here because I have a plan. Each one of you are going to take a different flank in surrounding these shadow beings. Stay back, and when they come out, we'll all attack together. But they're predatory by nature. They want to believe that they have the upper hand, and I'm going to make them believe that they have exactly that. I want you to hang back, and I'll handle the rest.
I wondered what the dragon was searching for in the Shadowlands.
Hmm. Do you have any insight on that, Chosen?
The Shadowlands is where all who passed go into the next life. Whether it be oblivion, back to this plane, or to whatever god that they chose to follow. I know of a great many undead, including liches, that choose to reside there for their studies. The time passes much, much slower there.
You think that this dragon was trying to expand its lifespan?
If there's one thing I know is that all living things fear death to some extent.
I suppose in time everything turns to dust, even them.
Would someone have a reason to steal a dragon egg and take it to the Shadowlands?
The eggs need time to hatch, so unless they were trying to create a dragon of pure shadow, I don't think they would do so. It would take hundreds of years for such a thing to hatch.
Huh.
I doubt any of the eggs that were taken in the attack that I was a part of were taken to any sort of shadow realm.
I don't remember then.
I think this dragon was just looking for a way to expand its life or power. Simple greed, nothing more.
The Tarka speaks up. None of the eggs were taken, though 2 were shattered. The others, I will not speak more of.
But they are intact.
Last I saw, yes. But an oath is an oath.
Huh.
As long as the egg's safety is assured, it's no business of mine, Atarka. If you take your vows seriously as you say, there's no worry. So how about the plan?
The Chosen speaks up. You said these things are of the Shadowlands, right?
They are typically undead and aberrations. They are often weak to light.
Well, if this is opening a portal to the Shadowlands, I think it would be better to have a plan to close the portal before we assault it. Otherwise, they will just come back, and in greater numbers.
I don't suppose that you have any methods of closing it.
Not with me. I do know a few of my members who were once in the academy who may know, but that will take time to convene with them.
So what you're telling me is that there's nothing we can do here until we can close the portal?
We can... I have one thing that can help, but it's a temporary fix.
Oh.
I'm listening.
What I can do is that, if given time and given protection, I can seal them within the ribcage for a few weeks. Maybe more, maybe less.
It should be enough time for us to get the components to deal with this thing once and for all.
But no. Once the new moon comes, the spell will fail. no matter how strong I am, it will fail.
Well,
Hunter's Moon clenches his fists and nods his head towards the Chosen and says, "The new moon is when I am sworn to be my most active. By oath, I will be here."
And so will I.
And if you agree, I will gather those who can seal it among my own ranks and see what else we can procure.
It's better than nothing. We have to prevent more travelers from getting hurt. A temporary measure is better than none at all.
Alright, so he... Ow. Oh. Sorry, my back is giving me a little bit of a hassle.
We need to get you a new chair, man.
Yeah.
No,
we do.
it's from the die change the other day.
I know, but the chair doesn't help.
This chair actually works for me.
Oh.
I want to get a
well,
better one
okay.
still because I'm tired of the piston, but this style works for me.
Okay. So my point still stands. We're getting you another fucking chair.
Right? Yes, we are.
Alright. Alright, so if I'm trying to get the spell because I want to make sure I get it right, but fucking roll 20 is giving me a hassle.
what?
Alright.
Blaming Molly.
Yes, it does appear to be something is Molly's fault somehow.
Alright. So
Always Molly's fault. You
Molly
both?
or Elmer.
I'll boof.
So- he says, if it may take until sundown, but I should be able to get it going before any of them crawl back out.
We just can't
Targa,
afford to-
I'll need your help.
Of
Me, who's
course.
up?
And we'll stand guard and protect you to make sure nothing happens to you while you cast.
If you're all ready, I can start now.
As you're doing the ritual, I'm going to have Bastille help me do the ritual that me and him learned at the Druids camp to create a couple more batches of holy water.
I go help do that with Hunter's Moon.
A little fun fact, if you actually want to use first level spell slots, the spell ceremony can help you make holy water too.
Oh, I forgot about that spell.
Ceremony is
Yeah.
very useful.
And I talked to Hunter's Moon how to do the prayer of protection of Arwen.
So, the Chosen begins dragging the tip of his bow in the dirt, drawing a woven circle around the corpse, as the Tarka starts following him with a censer. And after the circle is complete, a reddish-blue fire engulfs the hands of the Chosen as he starts chanting and engraving the rest of the sigils around it.
That just sounded really cool.
That sounded sick as fuck.
That was really good.
The Tarka uses his spear to engrave the finer details of the circle, and the flame starts spreading from the Chosen's hands, almost turning these engravings into glass as it starts to engulf it, and you start seeing the holy energy start to surround this dragon's corpse. Do because the DM says, but due to the assistance of Atarka and the party assisting in doing their own holy rites, he is able to finish the casting of the spell Hollow before nightfall.
What's hollow?
Hollow. I know what that does, but hold on.
Yeah, I would like to know what that.
Yeah, I know that that's fucking crazy.
You touch a point to infuse around it with holy or unholy power. The area effect radius up to 60 feet, and the area can have a radius up to 60 feet, and the spell fails if the radius includes an area already under the effect of the Hallow spell. The area affected is subject to the following effects. First, celestials, elementals, fiends, fae, and undead cannot enter, nor can such creatures charm, frighten, or possess creatures within it. Any creature charmed, frightened, or possessed by a creature is no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed upon entering the area. You can exclude one or more types of those creatures from this effect. Second, you can bind an extra effect to the area, choose an effect from the following list, or choose an effect offered by the GM. Some of these effects can apply to creatures in the area. You can designate whether an effect applies to all creatures, creatures that follow a specific deity or leader, or specific creatures of a specific sort, such as orcs or trolls. When a creature that would be affected enters the spell's area for the first time or at the start of its turn, it can make a charisma save against the effect. It has a bunch of different effects, like courage, can't be frightened, darkness or daylight, which fills it with their respective type, ancient projection or energy vulnerability, everlasting rest, extra dimensional interference, fear, silence, or tongues.
Yeah, it's
Just keep
crazy.
going.
It is a
Just keep
fifth level evocation.
Damn. Okay.
I used this in Baldur's Gate. I'm glad you read that because fuck, this spell is good. Modded Baldur's Gate, but still.
Yeah.
Well,
Modded Baldur's Gate. Why would you mod Baldur's Gate?
For Wither's big naturals.
Let me just play Baldur's Gate with very muscly Karlach. Anyways,
No. You need to have Wither's big naturals on that.
Yeah. Invalid run if you don't have that. Come on.
God damn it. I was slow in picking up what you're talking about, but then I was like, oh yeah, that mod. No, yeah, I have done a lot of mods and played around with modifying mods and figuring out how to mod with Baldur's Gate.
It's fun.
Yeah. Plus I beat it with friends, so like that also was fun.
By the time that this ritual ends, Atarka looks exhausted, but the Chosen looks as if it was a minor inconvenience to him.
Hunter's Moon looks towards Atarka and says, "Are you good to fight?"
If the spell worked, we shouldn't have to. They should be trapped.
and you said you said Chosen looked like he had a minor inconvenience on him.
It looks as if this took as much energy as you casting a cantrip to him.
Holy shit. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, basically, we've trapped them so we can come back within a month
Gotcha.
when we're able to seal and then defeat and seal at the same time. Otherwise,
Alright.
So basically, if they were in there, they were shoved back through the portal, and they cannot enter until the new moon.
Alright, well, that'll give us some wiggle room.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting to put that little tidbit of green dragon lore in.
Yeah.
I have known that shit for years.
So Hunter's Moon looks towards Bastille and says, Well, I suppose the rest of the components we need we gather from the academy. You think you can get us back in there and see what we can do?
Yes, I have connections there. And my cousin
Same.
Nana could also help with the Amethyst Academy.
The Chosen speaks up and hands you one of his arrows. Just in case I can't meet, this should be the final thing to close the portal.
Hunter's Moon just looks at it and says, "An arrow?"
An arrow meant for this kind of work. As you look over it, the arrow itself is it looks almost as if an artisan crafted it. The arrowhead itself is engraved with several different materials. The shaft looks almost as if the wood is still living. The feathers are almost glowing at a different gradient of light than you would normally see.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if it looks familiar to me?
You can.
Yeah, nothing, probably, presumably.
Yeah, no. The only thing you can the only thing Anna can identify on it is that those feathers look as if they were from a phoenix.
I'll give it a shot. Sure.
I'll give it.
Feathers.
Nope.
I'll give it a shot.
16?
And
Yeah, alright, so the 16
More.
stands. The arrow looks as if it was blessed by several different entities.
Okay,
It's a much blessed arrow.
Hmm.
Several blessed by several different entities.
If you can thicken the walls between this world and the Shadowlands, that arrow should destroy the portal. But if that barrier remains thin, it'll just open up again.
We will make sure it happens.
You're heading back to Drakkenheim, are you not?
Yeah, we will be very soon, yes.
The Mage's Tower should have what you need in there. Their library is quite expansive.
We did have plans to go there. All the more reason to make it happen.
The Chosen offers his hand to you.
The Sprock takes their hand. May the Beast Father bless your hunt always.
May the Ravager bless your kills. It is nice meeting you, Sprock.
And you, Chosen. It's been very much an honor.
You may call me Intet.
Very well, Etet.
nice to meet you, Ted.
we appreciate your assistance, Etet.
Thank you, Ted.
I bow. Thank you.
He bows his head a bit before putting his hand on Atarka's back and saying, "Alright, time to go." And it looks as if Atarka's regained his energy back as they start walking away.
As a little nod, Hunter's Moon just kind of calls out, "Atarka, our deal still stands."
Aye, it'll stand.
with that, Hunter's Moon just kind of walks back off to the group. Motherfucker.
Before we head back to the grove, we should find these supplies for the droids before we go.
I agree.
Yes.
Moro lingers for a moment by the skeleton.
Something got your eye, Moro?
It's always a tragedy when one falls.
And to think that this one died to its own simple hubris.
No. Something hunted it.
You don't think the Shadowfell itself killed it?
He points out the holes in the vertebrae.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
The Shadowfell consumes. It doesn't pierce. It may have been warped and twisted, but it was still a living being.
Hopefully, whatever eggs it had, Atarka assured are safe. It's a tragedy, but maybe not all of it has been destroyed.
Just to clarify, this is not the dragon that attacked you that day.
Oh.
This is a different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that attacked you that day was a amethyst dragon. This is the green dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I was just because I'd heard that story about dragons, my character was just thinking, why would the dragon be chasing for something in the Shadowlands? Maybe the dragon, lost an egg, or maybe a child died, or something like that.
You'll have to forgive me. There have been a couple of details that I simply forgore.
I mean, this is why I'm clarifying it now.
Yeah.
Because it would be better for me to tackle the misconceptions during the session than after the session. That way it's recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah. Lyric's been extra stinky.
Fucking atom bomb over there.
Moro lingers for a moment, and it looks like he bows his head in prayer before following again.
Hunter's Moon kind of looks back towards the dragon, and he just says to the skeleton, "We'll fix this. I promise."
In the name of Harwood.
You better hope this one didn't hear you.
If I fuck.
They say green dragons are master manipulators. They love playing the political game.
Even so, I don't even think a green dragon deserves this.
No, but if you make a promise to one, they hold you to it. It pays to know your dragons, especially in a country founded by the use of dragons.
I know the origins of this country very well. You forget that I was a racketeer at one point. I do know how to negotiate.
And such hubris is what leads to the downfall of many humans to dragons. This thing has lived 100, if not 1,000 of your lifetimes. Do not think you can fool such a thing so easily. You'd have better luck trying to fool Mab herself. I have the benefit
of knowingly truthfully admitting that I'm not here to necessarily gain. I made an oath to protect the travelers of the night under the new moon when Arwen's eye is blind. This dragon's corpse is a threat to all who pass it. I am honor bound to close this portal.
As well as I.
And I'll see within my ability that you can close it. I just wish to give you the careful advice of be careful of who you make a deal with. Or whether they're fiend or celestial, fey or draconic. They hold you to more than just simply the word you give.
Hunter's Moon begins to clench a shuriken in his hand and says, I know more about making deals that I can't handle than you think, Moro. That's how I ended up like this.
Oh, I know.
That's
So
how
you're
I
bad
found
at
my
making
way.
decisions like that.
That's how I found
But
my
still
way.
slap this motherfucker!
I'll slap all of you if you interrupt me one more goddamn time. Fuck.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Timmy.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I said.
Oh, fuck.
ADHD is fun. Ugh. See, I will never force nor recommend us doing face cameras, mostly because I don't have a fucking camera on my PC. Also because, as long as I'm recording in my room, my wife should have every fucking right to walk around this room with whatever convenience she deems necessary without my fucking stream being an issue to it.
I am not willing, and I am not willing to subject myself to the art that would be created.
But yeah, that's one of the downfalls of doing a quote unquote faceless game, is that you can't really signal to each other who wants to talk.
Yeah, that is one of the big problems.
Well,
Oh, making. Oh, yeah, we're talking about making deals. I was about to say.
yeah.
There we go. I was going to say in a different way, but. Yeah.
And we got about 10 minutes left, and I can't think of how to end this on a cliffhanger, so I think we'll just end it here.
At me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we made too much progress.
Aunt Amlin.
What about?
We made too much progress, and now the game's assets are failing to load.
No,
What
it's
about
not that. It's if I
She said she ran away. How is she?
This. Oh, are you talking to Bastille?
Yeah.
I do not know her whereabouts, and I do not want to know. I'm afraid if I know anything her whereabouts, so would my brother. So, but there was always a drop place that we send letters to each other. I never know her location.
That was one of the leads we were searching for when you and I were doing our investigation.
Yes, she did help. But then the letters stopped coming to the Dropbox. I haven't heard since about 2 months before we ran into each other.
You don't suppose that you don't suppose that your brother caught on, do you?
Fear that may be the case, or she thought he could have, but she moved to a different one. Either it was a bad smart.
We need questions for the still.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, say good night. Thank you for watching, and remember, someone loves you.